Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Friday, May 9. Update on the service department is that we remain about a week out. It's just been oddly steady over there. And we start our multi-needle round tables. Round robins. I like round table.
I want to be King Arthur. I would be Merlin, but Patrick would be Merlin.
Why would I be Merlin?
Yeah,
I don't know who I want to be.
If I hadn't have said anything, you would have been like, I'll be Merlin. You always get to be the cool person. I would be like, is there like the court gesture? That's who you would assign to me.
So the round robin starts today. Do we still have spots in those sessions? We've got a couple of spots in every session. So there's one this morning, one tomorrow, one this morning, one tomorrow morning, and one this afternoon. So
Hang on.
were we just total wasteoids last night? I don't know why I was so exhausted yesterday. Both of us were.
Yeah, we went home. I was like, oh, I feel a little like not great. And so we just went home last night and Kai made us dinner, which was really good. He took out mystery meat. I was like, we are not using that.
It wasn't mystery meat. We knew exactly what it was,
but it
had lived in the freezer for a couple of years.
Since 2019.
Oh, wait, what? That was 6 years old?
2022.
Oh, I thought you said 19.
I was going to say 1922, which wouldn't make sense, right?
I was like...
So, yeah.
We one time we had a tub of these peppers that Jeannie's mom made. She gave it to us in 1999. They were just refrigerated and pickled.
I don't even know if they were pickled. They lived under the sink.
They were pickled.
They were under the sink for that section. They were there for a long time in the other house.
And then
we were like, ooh, should we try?
And then we ate them for till 2004 or 2005. They were awesome.
My mom would take I can't remember what kind of pickles they are, and she would take a pin and poke it, and then
pickles or the peppers.
The peppers.
Oh, those were gochu. Those were Korean, Korean
and then
peppers.
She would put vinegar in it, and I don't know what else she would put in them, but they were so good. Anyhow.
But we ate those for years. At one point, I'm like, I can't believe it was in a reused ice cream canister.
It was reused orange sherbet, because that was the only thing my dad liked. So he would buy that. We were allowed to have orange sherbet. That was the only. He didn't do any ice cream because
he was lactose intolerant.
Yes. So we never had ice cream, but we had orange sherbet, and it was in one of those tubs. One of the
white sherbet tubs. And but literally 4 or 5 years later, I'm like, I can't believe we're still eating these.
Yeah, you eat some.
Koreans do it different.
Well, they didn't they had to make.
They didn't have refrigeration.
Yeah, they had to make the food. They had to pickle, right?
And ferment.
For a long time. Even when I went to go visit my family when I was even when we went that last time, people still had a lot of them still had outhouses. They just have
and
they just had very primitive homes.
Well, and you still every house has these big jars of kimchi just fermenting outside.
Oh, they still have that.
So yeah, if we'll do a lot of videos when we're on our trip this summer, but adventurous eaters are gonna have the best time.
And you don't have to be totally adventurous, because if you were
Everything's
in the
available.
Yeah, everything is there. We can.
Although
we
if
go
we
TGI
travel
Fridays.
somewhere, if we travel somewhere, you may be
It's still
tied to
I think
Korean food.
You can have rice and soy sauce.
Or there's fried chicken everywhere.
But is it really chicken?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Just
Absolutely. So, so what else are we talking about today?
So
We got home last night and like I cleaned up the backyard and we put out the outdoor furniture. It's been like remarkably beautiful here. And then I sat down and I was like, if I feel that tired, I know you feel even more tired.
I barely have been needling. I got home. I did. So, you know, we're gonna be cutting on the Scan and Cut for Star Spangled Beauty. So I wanted to go ahead and get that started. What I'm doing is what I decided to do is I am gonna put SF101 Shape Flex on the back of all my applique pieces. Because Michelle, does it matter when you have? Because I wanted to do all of them because I'm worried about, you know how it's an auto blade, so it'll auto adjust. Like,
Yeah.
can you put ones that have shape flex and one without shape flex? Will it cut deeper on the one without because it thinks?
No, SF101 isn't enough thickness. I would worry if you put one of those on there and one with Peltex.
Okay, so then I don't have to, because when we did our prep, some of the darker fabrics we didn't put SF101 on them because it didn't call for it. You think it's not going to make a difference? I can put them all on the same mat.
I don't.
Because I have been cutting the ones that have shape flex, a heat and bond light, separate from the ones that have fabric heat and bond light. But I'm going to go ahead and then so I will do a video where I just pull the I'm pulling all the applique pieces. And I did decide I'm going to cut them all at once because I don't have to pull out the...
I seriously think we should reach out because that's like the fifth time.
Yes. Maybe we will. Okay. I'm going to call Becky. And be like, Becky, can we work together? We're so little and you're so big time, but can we still work together? So yeah, maybe we'll call Miss Becky. Miss Becky probably needs a thread tower. So
So is the patch class sold out?
I did put another session up.
So there is another session of the patch class up. Do you know what date?
we can look it up. I have my computer right in front of me.
It's in June after the quilt show.
After the quilt show, we have the quilt show. So I'm going to be extra panicked.
So let's actually talk about the next 60 days or so. So we are closed Memorial Day weekend. So like we'll be open normal hours through Friday, but then we'll be closed Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And it's kind of our ability to recover. It's actually my ability to enjoy my son on a Monday because he starts work this Monday, and then I only have him one day a week. My mini me. But hey,
how are you?
I'm good. We're
not open yet. We
Oh,
open
you're
at
not?
10. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I just
okay.
came to grab my vacuum
But
cleaner.
they're
Yeah, we
live,
can
so
do
let's
that.
move over.
Yeah.
We can do that. Don't worry
So
about it.
so
We'll
the
grab it for you.
so we are open through Friday, and then we're closed Saturday through Monday. I think it's like 2 weeks later we have the quilt show. So the operation in store pretty much goes haywire from that Wednesday when we set up for the event till that Saturday, and literally after the event we bring everything back, we dump it in the middle of the store, and then we leave. And so so that is so that week gets really weird, and then the next week is like catching up from the quilt show, delivering machines from the quilt show, starting to get people trained on the machines they purchased.
Which if you have purchased your Avenir, we're gonna send you recorded classes, and then after the quilt show, we're gonna do a whole round of all the Avenir classes.
Yeah, but then we leave June 28th, which basically means we're done by June 27th. And then Jeannie and I are out until the 12th. The store closes, and it does it every year, the week of July 4th. Like, everybody needs a break by the time we hit the end of June. So we give them that break that week, but it'll be open normal hours the following week. And so we just wanted to give you guys kind of the heads up that this is, and it was funny, like when things kind of slowed down as Jeannie was completely panicking, I was going, oh, this is good, because this is like a little bit of an opportunity for us to like kind of prepare and get ready and mentally fortify before the show.
And if you've noticed, Lisa, I actually sent that email to Graydon too, so she could create. Graydon's slowly putting up the old sew-alongs with the spreadsheets with the links to all the videos. So now you're going to actually be able to find them on our website, which is something we've wanted for a really long time. So, but I think there's maybe 4 or 5 right now, and we've probably done like, who knows, like 50 sew-alongs at least. So we'll put up everything. Like I'll put up Life is Short. We'll put up,
it's going to take a long time.
It's going to take a while. Like she'll probably put, 2
Are
or
there
3 of them up.
playlists for those?
Yes.
So all we have to do is link the playlist.
Oh, really? Are you?
Yeah. So she doesn't
Graydon's
have to
been
do
doing it.
like every video.
Yeah.
Well, but she's been doing every separate video. So all she has to do is put up the very first video, like the
So
link
I
to
think
the
what
playlist.
she's been doing is she's been doing for some of them because it's more complicated. Like with Karen's, she's been putting that live feed with the spreadsheet, so it's all together. So it's like organized.
Right, but my point is like
For some of them, yes. Like
for the
pumpkins
old
and,
ones,
for
for
pumpkins
the old
and potions,
ones.
there's one spreadsheet and one playlist, so it'll just go up like that.
Okay.
But some of them, it's going to be much easier for them to find it and for Graydon to put up.
Do you guys
as
like
we
how
go.
this is like how we talk about the things that happen in the store?
Sometimes the employees will be like, "We don't like it when mom and dad
We're
fight."
not even fighting right now.
I know we're not fighting. I didn't say we were fighting.
We rarely really fight.
Yeah, because
why?
Because I'm usually wrong, and I don't have a problem admitting it. This one, on the other hand, so but I'm usually wrong. So I'm like, okay, that was me. I want to show you the kit. So this is the kit for Spring is in the Air. It's nice and beefy because you're going to have all of your background fabric. You're going to have your thermalon. You're going to have all your applique fabrics, your focal fabric. And when I say focal fabric, it's your main fabric, the one that goes around the border. You have instructions in here on how to cut. Lori has the nicest handwriting in this store. This is how you have to cut, or else you are not going to have enough fabric. So because that 37-inch piece is, do you just see that? Just cut like this. Got it? Cut like this. That's really important. And it's right in the very front. So you're going to know, don't just go rogue and start cutting. You have to cut like this. Is there anyone who would be willing to let me use their kit? Because I want to make sure I have enough kits for everyone. And prep. Like, I want to use it and do all the prep so I can, because I didn't.
Meaning somebody gets a fully prepped kit.
Yeah, is there anyone who's willing to let me prep their kit? So, because I want to video record it, because I think that helps you guys sometimes, where I'll just record like everything you have to do to prep, meaning cutting it, adhering your thermolam. I'm going to be doing, so you're going to get your applique pieces have gorgeous organza that's going to come, so you don't have to go looking for all the organza, but you're going to have your pieces of organza, and you're going to have your applique pieces too for the flowers. You don't need, the instructions call for two different colors.
You can use hers.
Miss Cheryl, okay, Miss Cheryl, I'm doing yours. So you don't need, it only calls for two different colors for the flowers, but we're giving you 4, and that way you can do like one side with, oh shoot. This one will be yours, Cheryl. One side. You can put, you know how we have the gradient, so you can do 2 colors here and then 2 on the bottom. It's gonna be so pretty. Okay, so Miss Cheryl, I'm gonna prep yours and then you'll get it. Sorry, the rest of you. Let me put that down here. So, kits, I put on there that it would take 2 weeks for the kits, but I think the kits will be ready at the end of the next week. Some of them are ready now, but we ran out of our background fabric, so I'm just waiting for that to come. It was already ordered beginning of last week, so I think we'll have it middle of next week, and then the rest will be ready to go out. So just be patient. Kits are coming, and I think I'm going to be able to add some more allocations too. Once these kits are done, I'm going to do another kit, and it will be equally beautiful. I am going to be, I was thinking about this last night. I am going to be, this is just going to be a video. I just don't have time. Half of it's been recorded, because once I knew the lay of the land, so starting with block number 3, 4, and all the construction has already been recorded, but I didn't record the prep or block 1 and 2. So I'm going to go ahead and I will record that portion, and then I'm doing, so the whole top will be constructed. I'm going to do a YouTube live for the auto split quilt sashing. So it's not going to be a paid for class. I'm just going to do a YouTube live for everybody. And
do you have a date for that or no?
No. If you don't have, if you're not even doing this, but you have a Luminaire or a Solaris or an Avenir or a Radiance, you can still do it. I'll give you measurements for whole cloth. Like, I'll be like, this is what your measurements need to be. And then you can still join. You just do your own thing, you know. It's just not going to look like ours. But the center will be the same size, and then the border will be the same size. So I'll send you those measurements, and then you can join in for that too. Okay? Because who wants to, like, auto split quilt sashing is one of my favorite features. Like, I love that. Because I was like, should I just drop in designs? And I was like, no. I'm doing auto split quilt sashing. It'll probably take...
Is that for Life is Short?
We're talking about Spring is in the Air. We're talking about this.
So surely it's Spring is in the Air.
Spring is in the air. Da, 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 da. So this is what I'm talking about. So we are going to, you're going to have the top done layered, and then I'll do a YouTube live where we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the auto split quilt sashing, which is going to be the quilting in the border. That. And like I said, I'll just give this, like, I'll give you the dimensions so everyone can kind of join us for that. Where's that little piece of paper? This is important too. And it's written on here. That center piece here, that is your binding strips. And I think it's gonna, I haven't done it yet because I don't have time to do this a couple of times, but I was able to, you're cutting your binding strips long. I was able to cut 5 1.5 inch long strips. So this is important. Don't trash that middle piece. This middle piece is going to be your binding, and you're gonna cut strip, strip, strip. I cut 4 because I think 4 is enough. I like held it up and around, and I was like, I think 4 is enough, but I have enough for a 5th strip. You might as well, you could just cut 5 if you want. That's going to be your binding. So this middle part is really important. All you get is that 20 inch. If you trash it, you're going to have to find it someplace else because that's like the kits that we're doing. We don't have a question of the day, do we? It's Friday, right?
Yes.
Why are are you looking at me like
I don't
that?
know. I'm trying to think of a question.
We haven't even talked about it. We're so tired. Oh, these are the two backings that I have right now. Freesia, that's how you say it, right? Freesia's coming next week. That's the like lavender one, which I think is so gorgeous. That's the one I would pick. But if you want it now, these are your two choices. And anyways, don't even worry about it. It's going to be here next week. Like the rest of the kits I'm going to be sending out next week. So,
You
the
make
kit
me
you just
nervous
showed
with
what?
your coffee there. We answered that. With how much you move.
I know, this is when I'm the most animated, Patrick says. So, when am I going to work on this weekend? I did get my, I feel like the way I'm on my 10 needle is reflective of the way I feel right now, because I think I've been going a million miles a minute, and that the past day I was like, I could only do like.
Yesterday was weird. Like I felt fine until we put the furniture out, and then I sat down, and then I was like, I literally said something to Kai. I was like, man, if I'm this tired, your mom's twice this tired.
So I feel better today though. So I'm gonna be needling. I'm hoping next weekend I can have a Sea of Tranquility done, and I'm still waiting on some of the designs and some of the thread sets. Everything was ordered like a week and a half ago, and we're just waiting for it. So was there anything else like important that I needed to share? I don't know. I'm like super excited to do scan and cut. I pulled everything. Was I telling you this? How I pulled everything? Michelle told me, because I understood it as you could send all your placements, change those to cut files and send them all over at once, but for one design. But what Michelle explained to me is it was as many designs as you fit. So if you put all the designs for Star Spangled onto that, like I brought them all in and just keep adding them and filling up my workspace, then I can take all the cut files. And I was like, that makes so much sense. So I went to do it last night, and then because I did my update, nothing was connected anymore, and I got super nervous because that stuff makes me nervous. I'm like, Michelle, I was like, Patrick, pack it up, bring it to the store. So I'm going to have Michelle help me with that to make sure everything's good to go. Sometimes you need an expert. And I'm not your expert. Michelle is my expert. I am your, what am I?
You're your stumbling along partner in crime.
Yeah, I'm your stumbling along partner in crime. But some
She's
of
your
you are
Keystone Cop.
What's a Keystone Cup? I don't know what that means.
You don't know what a Keystone?
No.
A Keystone Cops is like, I don't know what era that was. Was it the 50s or the 40s or something? Maybe that was 30s. Like it's like an old timey. It's kind of like Mo and Curly and Joe. It's like
I'm like the Three Stooges.
It's kind of like that, but it's just ridiculous old timey.
I'm your Keystone Cop. And if your Keystone Cop can do it, but I've gotten a lot of messages from you guys where you were like, because a lot of people have just gotten their scan and cuts too, where they're like, I did like, because I'm just putting on the heat and bond light, and then I'm putting on my mat, and then I'm stumbling my way to get the design sent over, and then cutting it, and they're like, it worked. And when I do it too, I'm like, it worked. I'm still like.
I'd walk down in the sewing room and she would be like, I love this.
Yeah. So I'm your Keystone Cop, and I'm doing my best. So, but I'm not connected anymore. So I had to panic. Like last night I panicked and I was like, I just shut it all off because I'm scared that I'm going to touch something and do something wrong.
Tiki Room Trish. There's a story there.
Tiki Room Trish. Yeah, we like that. We got to hear the story behind that one.
1912 to 1917. Is that a Google or is that a AI? That's awesome.
Yeah, so you know what, Suzanne? Maybe you know what? Maybe Michelle will be kind enough to record that for us. But if we struggle with it, then we might not put up the recording. But for those of you that have done the update and then need to reconnect everything, I think a video would be great for me. So then when we do the next one, yes. So we'll put that up there because I didn't know what to do and I just was like, oh my God, I'm scared. So yeah. So Sea of Tranquility. Let's get that going. I'm gonna work on that. I still need to finish I finished all the stitching for the garden flag, but I need to finish that. This weekend might be a little tough because it's Mother's Day. And so we need to do something wonderful for Grace.
Jeannie to not work tomorrow night.
Why?
You're gonna chill and relax and sauna and spa and just relax by the fire pit tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's not happening. Monday is our first sew along for Star Spangled Beauty. So I'm gonna get that. I'm hoping tonight I can do the Scan-A-Cut stuff. So that is ready.
Trish, I was imagining your story to be much more exciting.
More scandalous. That is so funny. From my trip in December. So, yeah. So meet me on Monday. We're going to be getting together on Monday, and then we have a dinner with friends, a 50th birthday dinner on Monday.
Is Mudang open?
I don't know. So, you guys have any questions? Because I think we're going to get going. I sat down last night because I was just too tired to do other stuff. But sitting on my computer is fine. And I went through all our orders and everything that we need to get for people. So we're just going to be working on that with Miss Lindsay today. And just know that if this is in your order, we have a handful that are going to go out today. But most of them, it's going to be next week. Most of it's going to be next week because we're waiting for that, the cream fabric. That's your main background fabric. But if it doesn't happen this weekend, it'll happen next week where I'll refilm like your prep video for this as well as stitch out block 1 and 2. I could put up, I mean, as long as you guys are okay with it, you understand, I can put up block 3, 4, and because I know some of you get your stuff and you just jump right in. You're like, there's kits and projects where I'm so excited. I'm like, I can't wait. And I just start doing it. This was one of them because of the fabric. I was so excited about the fabric. The other fabric we have is going to be equally beautiful. It's going to be more purples and that kind of stuff. We need a question. Yes. Happy Mother's Day to all of you.
Are you going to put Hello Sunshine on the calendar?
Yes, I sent that too. That was another thing that I sent to Graydon because Janelle had asked for the batting sizes. And I think I found everything. So that'll go up there too. I forwarded Pumpkins and Potions to her as well as Hello Sunshine.
Question of the day. What's the most scandalous thing that has happened to you? We can't answer that question.
We can't answer that.
Not on the live stream.
You know what would be great is the question of the day is give us a question of the day.
Yeah, tell us what our next question of the day should be.
Yes, that'll be fun.
Keep in mind, this is not, that's chat. That's not where the answers go. They go down below when the live stream ends. But help us figure out more questions of the day.
And questions of the day for us, sometimes we just do like kind of fun, like mindless stuff. Sometimes it's stuff that we do for like marketing research for us, like, you know, what projects would you want to do? What's something that's new and exciting that you've like a pattern that you've seen that you'd be interested in? Sew-alongs that you might be interested. Look at all the great questions of the day I have. I have so many great ones right now. It's like I can't stop.
They're all questions we've asked before.
What kind of thread? Sometimes it's good to revisit them. Like, what kind of stabilizer you use? What kind of thread? So, because then it gives us, like, I have my head in the sand. So a lot of times I don't even know what's going on around me. And I count on you guys to let me know. So, yes. Your question of the day, and it could be something that's just really, really fun. So that our question of the day is help us come up with some questions of the day, and then we'll put together a list. Things that you think a sewing, this is really fun because maybe there's things that about a sewing store we need to know about that we haven't thought about before that they're thinking about.
No.
What?
We have enough going on.
Patrick!
I'm just kidding.
So, question of the day is...
So what should we be asking for questions of the day?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, I did have an update.
What is the giveaway? Do we know?
It's going to be something amazing, but we like to think about it over the
Surprise.
weekend, or we like to be running around like crazy 5 minutes before the Monday live feed looking for something amazing to put out there. But we will put something amazing out there for you. We're always getting new and exciting stuff. So, oh, God bless. Somebody asked about that. So Shelly asked, this is the kit for God Bless America. And if you haven't gotten one, get one. It's going to have your glitter vinyl. This is what we're using. That's just some grunge that we're using from, we have Bias Grunge. And this will make 2 of your kits. And this is going to be happening on the 22nd of May. So if you haven't gotten your kit yet, get your kit yet. Get your kit. Karen Bowl is going to be doing this with you. Her next sew-alongs are going to be this on the 22nd. And then she's going to be doing the Americana table runner and pillow. I just got another confirmation. They're just sending me like 3 at a time, 3 here, 3 there. So I think we should be whole by the end of the month, and she's going to be doing her sew-along in June. If you haven't gotten yet, get your design and your kits for that.
And they're on the site.
They're on the site. It's Americana, and she's going to be doing the table runner and the pillow.
I mean, your sew-along world is going to drastically slow down going into June.
June and July might be a little bit slower. That's why we got to get some of this done and up for you. Okay. Yes, hopefully you had fun doing those earrings and you blinged them up because we were looking and we're like, you got to add the bling. Like, the bling is what makes it. But you could just do them plain if you want, but the bling really makes it fun. So, okay, I think we're going to get out of here. We're over and out. Have a great day. Be creative and make something awesome. And hopefully I'll get to do some stitching with you guys soon. I'll see you guys on Monday if you're going to be doing the sew-along for me. And I think Raiden posted all that stuff up there. So I think the spreadsheet is up there, so you don't even have to reach out to me.
And once again, happy Mother's